Weight loss drugs have become a very hot topic in the last few years. There's also a ton of misinformation out there, so I want to give you the most straightforward, fifth grader way you could possibly think about these things. Hi there, my name is Jake. I've lost over 100 pounds in my life without the use of any weight loss drug. I am not a doctor, I am not a medical professional whatsoever. These are simply my opinions on research that I've done about weight loss drugs. Okay, so first things first. We need to understand that there's a hormone in your body that your body produces naturally called GLP-1. This hormone helps control your appetite and in return regulates how much you eat. So for the sake of this demonstration for the fifth graders, we have two different cups here. The liquid in these cups represents how many calories you're consuming in a day. The cup on my left, your right, would represent the calorie consumption for an individual that would naturally produce more GLP-1. The cup on the right might represent a calorie consumption for an individual that produces less GLP-1. You see, the people that produce less GLP-1 take a lot more food to curb their hunger. You see this cup of someone that produces more GLP-1, they have a lower appetite, they feel full faster, and naturally eat less without having to think about it. This cup of someone that produces less GLP-1, they have a stronger appetite, require more food to feel satisfied, and struggle way more with overeating. I know this because I am one of these individuals. If you've ever heard the term food focused, that perfectly describes someone like myself, who constantly thinks about the next meal or when they're going to eat next or what they're going to have for lunch or dinner, yada, yada, yada. That is very common for people with more GLP-1. People with less GLP-1, they can't even comprehend thinking like that. So when we start talking about things like Ozempic, what Ozempic does is it mimics the GLP-1 hormone. So if you're someone with a naturally high appetite and require more food to feel full, this medication helps downregulate the appetite, making you feel more like this person. These people can stay lean their entire lives without really ever having to think about it or put much effort into it because their biology is working in their favor. And let's be crystal clear, drugs like Ozempic don't magically burn calories. They simply help control your appetite, making you naturally eat less food, which puts you in a calorie deficit, which is how you lose weight. That's literally it. So the data on these weight loss drugs is pretty clear. Clinical trials have shown that people typically lose around 15% of their body weight while on drugs like Ozempic. But here's what is important to understand. These drugs don't work magic. They're simply tools that make calorie deficits more manageable, not miracle solutions. So here's my personal opinion on weight loss drugs. I think if you are carrying enough weight and you're considered obese, that you have certain health risks like high blood pressure, pre-diabetic, or you're at risk for cardiovascular disease, then you need to weigh your options and figure out if these potential health risks are more of a problem than the potential side effects of the weight loss drugs. Because obviously these types of drugs will always have side effects. And everything that I just talked about can be directly correlated with obesity. I highly recommend speaking to a physician about it. But if you're just looking to drop 15 or 20 pounds, then fuck off with the weight loss drugs. For 99% of people, I would always suggest trying to do things the natural way for weight loss.